You must be asking yourself, what is this guy doing in China? Well, OPPO invited me to their campus to check out their factory and see how everything's manufactured, but forget about the factory. Let's take this phone out and shoot some epic travel photos. Oh, and guess what? This entire video is shot on the OPPO Find X9 Pro. All right, so we've just arrived in Xian. It's already a little bit colder. It's kind of nice, but I don't know what to expect once I get out of the airport. But yeah, the next few days are just going to be all about photos, photos, and photos. So just checked into the hotel and check this view out. Imagine waking up to that in the morning. This actually gave me the perfect chance to try out the HDR and just look at how beautiful the details in the shadows and highlights are and how beautiful the sky looks. We're about to go for the first activity of the day, which is like a live performance show thing. After a bit more walking, we got to the stage itself and just check out how enormous this is. So freaking impressive. This was really cool, but I was worried about how this phone would be able to handle the lighting and also how far can I really zoom. So I slapped on the Hasselblad Telephoto lens and zoomed in, and look at the results I got out of this. And I was pretty damn far away from the stage. This lady was flying up in the sky and I was able to follow her all handheld, by the way, without camera shake, even with the telephoto lens on this, and it looks absolutely incredible. Now you can still punch in on top of that with the digital zoom and it still retains all of those details. Now most cameras struggle with those stage lights that are purple and red, but this is able to handle it beautifully. Now before we get into the photos and the samples, I want to talk about how remarkable this stage is. So you sit in the middle and you're rotating the entire time while the scene changes all around you. So it's a 360 stage where you get to experience different scenes without them having to re-rig everything from scratch. Remarkable. Now let's take a look at the actual photos. First of all, check out that low light processing here. Blue lights, harsh tones still captures it beautifully. With the telephoto lens, I also tried out the black and white and look at how great these look. So much emotion captured in these shots, and I feel like this was never possible with a phone before until we get these telephoto combinations, because remember how far away I was. Each shot captures so much detail, incredible contrast. I barely need to touch up anything on this. This is the straight up built-in black and white mode. And once I turned this on, it was really hard to turn it off because of how beautiful the photos on this look straight out of camera. And look at those details. All right, so the show just finished. It was in there, 360. Really cool. Like I honestly, I don't have anything else to say. It was just really cool. But at the end of the day, I was starving. It was time to eat, and I actually really enjoyed the food. That was one of the things I was worried about. Clearly, I've got incredible chopstick skills. All right, so we're now heading to the Terracota Warriors. I think this is like the 8th wonder of the world, so pretty excited to see this. That's a lot of people. Like, check this out, check this out. Whoa. That's massive. We actually had to queue up for about an hour and a half, which I started to get really annoyed. We're finally inside the Terracota Warrior area. There's only 3 pits. Of course, I have no idea what I'm talking about here. I was super tired. It was super early in the morning and I waited for hours. But there's basically 3 pits. The one that took the most amount of damage. And then there's the other pit that has lesser damage. It's better contained. And lastly, there's the ones with remains and things that were broken, like chariots and stuff. Now, these shots that you see are super wide. These are taken with the expand mode on the Find X9 Pro, and I love how it captures the feel of the image here. Honestly, this was a little bit eerie taking photos inside here, but the results are just beautiful. I mean, look at this crowd. There were so many people and they were pushing. Luckily, I had this telephoto lens on here and I was able to skip right over that crowd and just shoot whatever I wanted to. This black and white shot is actually one of my favorites of the pit because of how artsy it looks with the broken porcelain and everything on the ground there. Really fun to shoot. It was great. Like I feel like I didn't get to really enjoy it because there's so many people. You can't even like stop for like a second to take photos without people just shoving you and pushing you. Like I legit couldn't take a proper photo. Like, quick little ice cream break. Terracota Warrior. Ice creaming. Then we tried the tea tasting ceremony, which was actually really fun. I got to try out all the different flavors of tea and also how they prepare it. I loved it. Then OPPO had the amazing idea to dress us up like Chinese warriors, but let's not talk about that. Today is day 3 of the trip, and today is street market. Like we're just walking the streets. of Xian, and this street is called the Muslim Street, I think. I'm actually excited most for this one. Well, the reason is I want to take more street style photos with the OPPO phone, Find X9 Pro. Alright, we're walking through the street market right now. This is like the halal space, I guess. A lot of people come here. Amazing for street photos. And yeah, I'm just gonna continue showing some more. Now, I'll be honest, this was my favorite time for taking photos, because street photos in this setting is something I've wanted to try for a very, very long time, especially in a country that I'm not in all the time. And look at the shots that you're getting out of these. All of these are taken with the telephoto converter and in black and white, which is my favorite combo. Got to see a whole bunch of heritage and history, but also went over to check out a puppet show. Right, walking into the puppet show now. It's in a much darker space than where we were now. This was actually my first time checking out a puppet show, and I was actually quite impressed with how much effort they put into this, even to the point where you have a person smoking and it looks like real smoke. I think this was a really cool experience that I wouldn't get if I didn't come here. Next, we ended up coming to the Grand Mosque here, which was very, very impressive because I got to see a different architecture from traditional mosques that I've seen. Absolutely incredible for landscape, whether you're taking those wider shots, those tighter shots, even for portraits, it's got you covered. Then we came to the most traditionally Chinese looking place, at least this is what I thought it would look like, with a lot of people dressed up, very, very impressive architecture and a really long walk. And this was another beautiful opportunity for me to take some photos, because this was around the sunset time, which had really nice colors, and all these people posing made it super easy for me to test out the camera. And all in all, if you just take a look at these photos, you will feel like these are shot on a mirrorless. Then it was time for the calligraphy class. I obviously didn't understand anything or how to do it, so I started playing with a macro lens on the Find X9 Pro and just take a look at how beautiful the details are, especially up close. One of the coolest things about this phone is its macro capability, and I just started having a lot of fun, and clearly I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but that's my name in Chinese. Sick. That concluded the last day, but before we headed back, OPPO actually invited us to a resort spa sort of thing, which was insane. This entire building is a spa and a retreat with unlimited food for you to try out, and foot massages, and just taking care of yourself, which was the perfect way to end a relatively hectic trip. So huge shout out to OPPO for giving us the comfort before we headed out. All right, so that's it. End of the trip. It was actually so much fun. Got to see so much of my first time in China, and I think this is the best way to experience China for the first time. So once again, thank you OPPO Malaysia for having us be a part of this trip. It was really fun. Hope to see you guys again soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, share, subscribe. See you again in the next video. Until then, take care.